is a happy Friday in Montrose, Colorado. I have some amazing guests. I have Justin and Cody, and guess what? They've been cutting up off air already, so.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. But before we get to Justin and Cody, guys, guess what? There's so much going on in Montrose over the next few weeks. So, upcoming events, September 4th. Wine and Food Fest.
Looking forward to it.
Are you guys going?
Yeah. We're hoping so.
So it's at the event center this year. It's in that big area.
It is, yep.
And you've gone in years past?
I've gone in the past once.
Once, yeah.
And it was awesome.
Oh, it's a party, and the food is good.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you don't have your tickets for Wine and Food Fest, go ahead and give the Boys and Girls Club a call, and they can help you out there. And then on September 11th, first of all, do you believe it's 20-year anniversary of 9/11?
It doesn't even seem like it's possible.
Yes, it went by so quickly. So a couple of things that are happening on September 11th. Rise Up 2021. It's going to be in Grand Junction. Praise Him Ministries is bringing in Chris Tomlin, Danny Goki, and Jordan Felice. And there is a ex-Navy SEAL by the name of Chad Williams. Do you know Chad?
No,
yeah,
that's awesome.
He's coming in and he's going to give a message. He wrote this book called The Seal of God. And it's about how he used his faith to get through just some of the tough times in Afghanistan, which we're kind of going through right now. Yeah. And then, do you like symphonic music? Do you guys go to the symphony at all?
Absolutely, we do.
Yeah.
Love it.
So Pops in the Park.
Needs to be promoted more here, for sure.
Yeah, really? All right, so VSA, did you hear that? Justin Hansen said you need to be promoted more. But they always kick the season off with a free concert at River Bottom Park in Montrose and Cedar Edge Park in Cedar Edge. But so that is happening on September 11th and September 12th. September 11th is going to be at Cedar Edge Park, and September 12th is going to be at River Bottom Park in Montrose. And then, all right, Surf's Up. Do you guys like the Beach Boys?
Who doesn't?
Yeah, so there's a Beach Boy cover band called Surf's Up. They look like them, they sound like them.
Awesome.
It's amazing. They're going to be here on September the 18th. It's part of the San Juan Healthcare Foundation's annual gala that they do, and it's an annual fundraiser, but the concert's amazing. It's going to be at the Pavilion, so
That would be good.
I hear that we can come in, Beach Boy clothing. I will have a lay on myself.
This is Colorado. It might be getting a little cooler.
It might. But I've seen people dance in the aisle, so you can warm up by dancing. Yeah. It's like, oh, that was you dancing in the aisle, Tanya, all by yourself. Now, there's lots going on in Montrose, so be sure to go to events.ourtownmatters.net to get more information about any of those events, or give those organizations a call. Okay, I cannot wait to talk to these guys. We have the guys from Deep Roots Ag here. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Justin and Cody.
Employees, and we were in a double wide trailer with 4 exam rooms. So that's where we started, behind an elementary school, really focused on taking care of those children. It was a school-based clinic prior to us becoming an FQHC. But very quickly, we realized the community needed a lot more support, a lot more access to healthcare. So in the last 8 years, we've grown to 3 different sites. We have 104 employees now, and we're taking care of about 6,600 unique patients a year.
In Colorado, we're not afraid of rolling up our sleeves and doing what's right. To work hard today so we can enjoy tomorrow. So we can take pride in knowing we gave our best. So at the end of the day, we can all gather at the table and know we grew this together. That's why Alpine Bank is proud to call Colorado home. After all, everything we need is right here. You are Colorado. So are we.
Okay, I was just squaring off here with Cody. So, Cody Masden grew up here in Montrose, and you don't find many people who grew up here. And so I said, Cody, what were you guys doing back in the day? Look at all these events that are happening now. There wasn't that much then, right?
Not much then, no.
No.
A lot of cow tipping.
Are you picking on me because I'm from Texas? See, because cow tipping was a thing. All right, so now that we've gotten through the cow tipping part. Tell Deep Roots Ag. I mean, awesome name, but what is it? What do you do?
Deep Roots Ag is a farm that was established to emphasize the hemp industry.
Okay.
And there's so many facets to it. We're focused on one in particular,
Okay.
but there's so many. We want to bring light to all the possibilities that hemp has to offer, and that it's astounding at how many there are.
I am surprised. I mean, there are clothing that's made from hemp.
Absolutely.
I mean, the fibers are, and I'm probably using the wrong terms, right? Is it fiber?
It is fiber.
Okay.
Fiber, yeah.
But the fibers are strong.
It is.
So the one thing that people don't know about hemp fiber is the more that it's used, the stronger it gets. So
Oh,
with
really?
traditional cotton, polyester, all those things, the more you use it, they start to wear out. Hemp fiber gets more durable. It's an amazing thing. That industry is a little bit lacking in the US right now on the textile fiber side, but it's starting to gain some momentum, and we hope to push that along as well.
Really?
Yes.
So how did you get into, well, let me back up a second. You have a farm right here in Montrose.
We do.
Okay. And so you farm hemp plants.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And then what do you do with them?
So our business model started, we've changed it, modified it along the way. We started in 2017.
Okay.
We started as a bulk wholesale grower to supply other industries, basically people that are making products out of it.
Mm-hmm.
We have since transformed our business model into being a seed to sale farm,
Oh.
where we will actually be doing all of our own processing, product lines, and so on. But again, it's how we got started in it was I was intrigued by it. I have a brother with epilepsy. So I first moved to Colorado in 2009, and I saw a story on how CBD and epilepsy, there's a huge correlation to how it helps each other. You know, CBD helps people with epilepsy. It doesn't necessarily cure it, but it reduces, for some, the seizures that they're having.
Okay.
That was what intrigued me the most.
So you were intrigued by the medicinal,
absolutely.
options with the CBD. Great.
Absolutely, and it is astounding the benefit that it does give. I mean, so again, my brother, he uses it, and he's told me, again, it does not cure, doesn't completely take it away,
Right.
but it alleviates a lot of how many seizures, I guess you would say, he has.
I see. So
we-
you've seen the amount of seizures he has diminished. That
Yes,
went down.
yeah.
Okay.
But he also says that it makes him feel better. So instead of being just downtrodden, sucked the life out of basically after you have a seizure, by taking CBD supplements, even if he has it, he bounces back basically, and he feels so much better. And when you see somebody go through that their entire life, it becomes a passion if you can help alleviate that.
Most
and it's
definitely.
kind of a driving force behind what we're doing.
Okay. And so what you plant in this side of business that you're in right now, you are creating or manufacturing what?
At the moment, we have delved into a smokable line of products,
Okay.
which you have some right
I
here.
have some right here.
Now, there's a misconception in smoking products, and people go, well, smoking, it's so terrible for you.
Mm-hmm.
I had a grandmother, which is kind of what introduced, again, it's a passion of mine, into smokable. My grandma smoked from a kid on, and she told me she'd never
Tobacco.
quit tobacco.
Okay.
Clear that up, yes.
Yeah.
Tobacco, not hemp.
All right, Granny.
Hemp wasn't even a thing back then.
He almost outed you.
That's true. But I can't stand tobacco necessarily because of it's not tobacco in general, but all the chemicals that get put into those products. So we came out with what we consider something that is better for you in the smokable world, to give people who smoke an option.
Okay. So I'm old. I'm just gonna say that. This looks like a cigarette to me.
Absolutely.
Okay. This is, so when I think of CBD and
You do not think of that.
I don't, because they didn't. What I was thinking of was not that.
So again, come out with the form of this is a more comfortable thing for people to enjoy. When people think of CBD, they either think of oil or they think of the marijuana industry.
Right.
So we are trying to bridge the gap and come to something that's comfortable for everyone to enjoy.
So I'm about to geek out on you guys,
Go
okay?
for it.
I don't know if you can handle this, but my understanding is the formulas that go into this are just, it's not just weed and pot. Like, there is a lot of science behind what it is you do.
Absolutely. So in the raw form, like in our smokables here, the main science is in the genetics that we grow.
Okay.
The genetic plants. We get from a specific source based out of Longmont, Colorado. And we do it because the cannabinoid levels, I'm going to geek out on you
You are,
here.
oh my gosh, say cannabinoid again.
The cannabinoids and the terpene profiles in the specific genetics that we grow are more valuable than in other varieties. Let's put it that way. There's higher concentrations. We also strive to have a low THC content. One of the things in the hemp world is finding a genetic strain that tests below 0.03% THC, but still having a high CBD, CBDA, all the other cannabinoids, a high level, and that's hard to achieve.
Okay, and so in layman terms, so now I'm going to dumb it down for Tanya. Basically, that means someone could smoke that cigarette and not like get the same high they would if they smoked a
Not even
joint.
close.
Do people say that anymore?
Oh, it's still very
Is it?
close.
Okay, I gotta just age myself again.
Joint is very, very common.
Okay.
Not so much again in the CBD world, but that's where you're kind of bridging and people go, oh, joint, obviously it must be in the marijuana world. It's very much the same in what we do. We have another product, it's called a pre-roll. It's what most people would consider a joint.
Okay.
When you smoke these, you will not get a high. You will get the medicinal benefits. You'll start to feel it through your body, and it's not going to be an immediate thing. So when you smoke THC products, usually within a few minutes, you're going to start to feel something.
Okay.
It's that mental high, and it affects people all differently. This, you will feel a little bit later, and it's more subtle, but you'll feel, again, for me, it's an inflammation thing, and I've really focused on that. CBD is a major anti-inflammatory, as well as the terpene profiles that are in there. So if you have achy joints, after a short period
you
of time,
don't have achy joints.
Tanya,
No.
I do.
What? Are you kidding?
I did turn what this year?
Oh, I don't know. Did someone have a birthday?
But yeah, I was very active as a young person, hard on my body.
Younger, because you're
Younger.
still young.
We'll go with that, younger.
Okay. Because if you are not young, then he might be older.
And I'm very young.
There you go. So we're
I like
all
that
just
analogy.
younger.
Yes. But it truly is one of the only things, and as a personal experience, I had a really bad trampoline accident when I was 14-ish.
Okay.
And it separated my spine from my hips, basically.
Oh.
And I have dealt with that, well, ever since. I'm not going to do the math on it.
Okay, little Preston Maddox, we are not getting a trampoline. Sorry, buddy. What?
Yeah. And there's really nothing that could be done for it, but inflammation has been a thing since that day. Literally
Okay.
all my late teens, 20s, 30s.
You stopped at 30s. Okay. Drew, did you catch that one?
This has tremendously helped that. It has basically wiped it out. So when you experience something like that, you go, man, if more people could get the reaction from this, it'd be amazing.
Yeah. Wow. So I do want to talk about, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we get back, I want to talk about how, what your thoughts on how someone could quit smoking tobacco
Absolutely.
with these products.
Absolutely.
And then I want to talk about a typical day in the life of farmers.
It might bore everyone.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
At the Real Estate Store, we're a group of real estate professionals who share all forms of property brokering in an innovative way. Our expertise and experience makes us the best choice for buyers and sellers. Our brokers are ready to assist you, either in person or virtually. Come visit us in historic downtown Montrose and experience for yourself the difference of our personal, professional property brokers.
Believe it, just like Gigfoot, Zero Lag Gaming does exist. The real myth now? Slow internet made you lose. So step up your game with Elevate Internet today.
You know, the cheese balls, they get me every time in that darn commercial. You know, Cody's like, what is she talking about? And then people are going to say, quit talking about cheese balls. But the cheese balls also remind me that we have so many amazing sponsors that allow us to put this show on. And what most folks don't know, it's because of these underwriters that we don't charge our guests. We just tell a good story. And so I wanted to say thank you so much to Elevate Fiber, to River Valley Family Health, the real estate store, and just Alpine Bank. Thank you so much for allowing us to do the show every week. Okay, Cody. I know. So tell me, what's a typical day in the life of hemp farmers? And that is the term, right? Or no?
Yep.
This is ag country. You grew up here.
Yep,
ag is in our blood.
It is. Well, it also depends on the time of the year.
Okay.
You know, in the springs, we're plowing fields and getting ready to go in.
Wait, you're plowing like that's a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, getting the fields ready. And
Not with horses, though.
That's what I envisioned.
We've modernized a little, Tanya.
We got a little bit newer than horses. So.
Really? Okay, we're going to have to find a picture of a plow. But seriously, you plow fields. There's an actual, okay.
Yep.
Like, continue
Get
on.
everything ready.
So that's springtime.
That's springtime. Get the seeds planted, get them growing up, so we're ready for planting in May, April.
Do you plant manually?
Yes, everything right now is manually.
Really?
Hey,
Okay.
Can't have machines.
You can't have.
Well, we can, but
So that's a thing with you guys, and I want to talk about that later. How meticulous you are about your product.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. When I've heard that you do even the packaging by hand.
yeah, everything.
Wow.
Is by hand,
Okay.
from start to finish.
So you get the seeds in May.
Start watering, get them going.
Okay. You
Get
do
'em out
have
in
to
the
water
fields.
them.
Oh, I have to water them.
So how many acres are we talking?
This year we went a little bit smaller. We only did 3 acres, and then
Okay.
we have 3,500 square feet of greenhouse
Inside, yeah.
Oh.
inside. So
Wait, you have dual growings.
we do have Yep.
Okay. Is that normal in the industry?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
But-
what's the difference between a greenhouse and then outside?
The plants do react totally different. The inside, you're hoping that you're not going to get a lot of pollen
Oh, okay.
and get seeded out.
Right.
They do grow a little bit taller and heavier
Absolutely.
Inside?
inside.
You will get to experience that when you come out to the farm.
Drew, we're adding that to the list. Gosh, I've got to ride a horse. I've got to jump out of an
Whoa. We said no
airplane.
horses.
Yeah,
You go to the farm in the horse after jumping out of the
no. Okay.
There you go.
All right, so I'm coming to the farm. Let's finish up. I get to experience that. There has been an ongoing list as we interview people of things that Tanya's never done, and so I
That
have
can't
to.
be a very big list, though.
It's- How do you know? Oh, so far we got about 5 or 6 things. but-
See, that's not bad. We love it, Tanya.
Yeah, not bad.
So the indoor and the outdoor is mostly exclusively for extraction purposes.
Okay.
The indoor is a much higher quality that we use for the smokable products. And like Cody stated earlier, in the indoor, there's much less chances of pollen getting to it, which creates seeds, obviously.
Right.
We want to have just a pure flower bud, just like in the marijuana industry, that we put into our smokables.
Okay.
When the plant actually gets seeded, it does reduce how much content in the cannabinoids there is. So in our indoor, we produce a much higher content versus in the outdoor. But there is some perks to the outdoor too. We produce a much higher terpene content in the outdoor versus the indoor. So there's pros and cons to both ways.
Okay.
But the outdoor, it's mostly extraction.
So, how tall? Because I saw a picture that I think either the person was a midget or it was Photoshopped. How tall do these plants get?
So our outdoor plants, it is strain specific too. So different strains will be different size plants. We have a fairly large amount outside that is as tall as Cody
About
here.
6 feet.
And you're 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Okay.
That same genetic strain inside is about double that height. They are close to 16 feet.
Are you kidding?
No,
Yeah, that's
they're not fighting the elements.
Exactly.
Of the wind and
Oh
sun and
my
all that,
gosh,
so they
almost
can grow.
16
Yeah.
feet?
Yeah.
it is impressive. When people, they go, how can they be so small outside but inside? The elements play such a huge role in the growth of the plants.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So then your greenhouse must be like huge.
It's 3,500 square feet, but it's packed. Like
It is.
we let the plants grow to basically as much as they possibly can, and it's wall to wall.
Wow.
Completely.
So, I heard a story, and I'm not sure if it's true or not, but yeah, that most producers, I know the intrigue, but the gossip, most producers will take the plant and the whole plant and just throw it in and manufacture that way. You guys
Absolutely.
do something a little different.
So we're pretty meticulous. Again, our philosophy is, at the moment, we want to have the highest quality product out there. Again, when people think medicinal, you want something that you're actually going to get something beneficial out of. There's something that I want to emphasize in the market. People are riding the wave of the popularity of CBD. And so there's some products out there that don't even have it in them, and people are buying them and expecting to get a medicinal effect. They're
Right.
getting none, so they're going, this doesn't work. The product does work if it's a high quality product. We take so much pride in what we're doing. Just to go back to our beginning of the year thing, we literally take every plant by hand and put it in the ground by hand. And the reason we do that is the more care you put into it, indoor, outdoor, doesn't matter where, the plant will produce better for you.
Okay.
People think it's funny. You literally develop like a relationship in the farming world between the plants and you. It doesn't matter if you're a corn farmer, a hemp farmer,
Right.
whatever. If you are focused on producing a high quality crop, there's a relationship that goes on.
I've heard that.
The more that you abuse it, just like anything else, the less you're going to get from it in quality and quantity.
Okay.
So again,
So, but tell me about the extraction process. You are only pulling the
absolutely. So
plant portion, not
Right.
the stem and everything else, and that's normal in the market.
So there's a lot in the market where people will go through and they will cut the entire plant, grind up the entire plant, and use that. We only use the flower part of the plant. So we will
Okay.
go out, we'll cut each plant off at the base when we harvest. Again, you guys will be out there for part of this to
Drew,
take part
what
in
have
it.
we gotten ourselves in? You heard me say, Drew, you're with me.
Each plant is done with hand loppers. You'll get to try this out.
I'm sorry, it's called a what?
A lopper,
A lopper. Okay.
just like you prune your trees with.
Oh, I get a hand lopper.
And again, there's a specific reason we do that. So there's something on the plant that's called trichomes.
Okay.
And we will emphasize that again when you guys are out there. It's the frosty layer that's kind of on the outside of the flower. It has so much of the beneficial stuff. When you go through mechanically harvesting, when the plants are starting to dry towards the end of the year, like they are right now, the more that you shake that plant, mess with that plant, you lose a lot of that.
Okay.
We want to keep that as intact as possible. So after we cut the plants, we take it back to our warehouse, and just like, again, I will do a bridge over here. People in the marijuana industry, they take a lot of pride in specifically just separating the flower from the plant. We do the exact same thing, and it is a lot of work, but it's worth it in the end.
Really?
It really is.
Because you get a superior product.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about this product, because you it's mainly, your idea was mainly for medicinal purposes. That is the goal. You have several smokables, these cute little cigarettes. Like, it makes me want to smoke. So you sell them in packs, and they're going to come in packs of 20, correct? Okay. So you sell them in packs, but you believe that there are benefits to tobacco smokers to buy a pack of cigarettes, a pack of your smokables, as opposed to cigarettes. They will last longer, and they will have a different effect than smoking and help them
curb the craving. Yep,
yes.
Curb the craving for it.
So have you heard people?
Absolutely. So we've been working on this for well over going on 2 years here.
Okay.
Before we've put anything into the market, we obviously want to try it out.
Right.
So we handed tons and tons out to people. And we got the response back from a lot of tobacco smokers going, this was amazing. We had one guy tell us he was able to quit smoking by using our product.
Right.
Every time he would get a craving for his traditional tobacco cigarette, he would use one of ours. There are no addictive properties
in
to
your
hemp.
Product, or to hemp in general.
To hemp in general.
Oh, okay.
If there is, now you may again enjoy the alleviation of an achy joint or something like that, and you may go, hey, okay, I need to use it for that, but there's no craving that you're going to get from it. So with that said, every time this man who used it would get a tobacco craving, he would use one of ours. And because there's no actual addictive properties to hemp, he noticed that he was doing less and less and less, because over time he was losing the craving that he was getting from tobacco.
Right.
And he said it was amazing. He completely quit. That's an amazing benefit.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So, but maybe not so good for you long term. Are people going to keep buying?
Well, again, so one of the things is how CBD works. It does go into, when you smoke it, into your bloodstream, and that's how it's distributed through your body. Now, for me, again, I will smoke 1 to 2 a day for the continued benefits. I noticed that after about 4 to 5 days, if I don't, I will start to feel
the aches and pains.
that was alleviating start to come back.
Okay.
So, yes, people will want to keep, but I tell people, when you're a tobacco smoker, my grandma used to smoke literally 2 packs a day.
Well, you said 2 a day.
2 cigarettes versus 2
packs. Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. And again, it does the need for the medicinal effect, but you're not just getting that craving, which again, you were smoking, and that's not necessarily good. With 1 to 2 a day, it's much better.
Great. So harvest season is about to be here, right?
September 13th.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow.
The work begins.
Yes, and my understanding is you also have a new look, a new brand that is coming with this new harvest. Okay.
Yes,
so how do people get it? How do people order from you?
Go to Montrose.
DeepRootsMontrose.com.
I'm not the techie side. DeepRootsMontrose.com.
DeepRootsMontrose.com.
Absolutely.
Okay.
They can also go down to the Hanging Tree here locally, carries our products.
Awesome.
We are hoping to get into more local venues as well.
Okay, retailers.
Exactly.
If you want the Deep Roots Ag product, it's get in on the ground floor.
Absolutely. Mostly right now we're promoting online.
Okay. Great.
So.
And then, so you'll have all of your products online.
Absolutely.
They can anything, and then you're going to be adding over the next probably 12 months or so.
We will be adding, which I've already been in contact. So we use a very specific extractor with our products as well. So we're going to be contracting through an extraction company in Colorado Springs to come out with our tinctures, creams, and gummies
nice.
line of products as well. Just some people don't want to smoke, so
I'm not a smoker.
Exactly, absolutely. Cody's mom says she loves our products, but she's not a smoker either, so she's pressuring us come out with CBD products that are not.
Thanks, Mom. You still listen to Mom, Cody. Don't we all? Love it. So that's going to be coming out soon?
It should be by the end of this coming year here. We should have a full line of products.
And then this spring, you're going to have another announcement.
We will.
Okay.
Do we want to even do...
It's up to
announcing
you.
with that. I would say we need to keep the intrigue going with that. But Deep Roots Ag is going to have some very large announcements coming up for upcoming year, 2022.
Fantastic. All right, Justin, Cody, you guys have been just troopers. Thanks for putting up with Drew. No,
Well worth it. Well worth it.
yes. You know what? We're all about local here,
Absolutely,
and
we
we've
are
got
too.
local businesses who are adding to this community. Deep Roots Ag, check them out, and everybody, you guys have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll go. All right.